Hello, how's it going, folks? It's Kelley. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as we do Monday through Friday. How we doing this morning? Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Tuesday morning. It's a beautiful day out. The sun is shining. Whoo! Sun hasn't been shining around here for like 3-4 days. Like half the week, the sun hasn't been shining. It's been raining. But now the sun is out. Whoo! When it got me some rays. And you want to do that, folks. You want to get yourself some rays first thing in the morning. What kind of rays? Those sun rays. Whoo! Because it wakes up your system, basically. Before you have some coffee in the morning, man, go out into the sun and let that sun energize you. Let that cortisol get to going, right? That's what you want. But how we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as I do each and every day, Monday through Friday. We're here. Today we'll be here until 10 o'clock today. A couple of hours we'll be on today, giving you that morning motivation, giving you that as a way to say, hey, listen, you can kick type 2 diabetes. You don't have to suffer from insulin resistance and all of that stuff. So that's what I talk about. Talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin, erectile dysfunction, any form of insulin resistance, like that all comes from insulin resistance. What is insulin resistance? Well, insulin resistance is your body's inability to process energy due to you being resistant to the most important hormone in the body, aka insulin. So when that happens, lots of other downstream things can happen. But we're going to figure out how to fix that today. How are we doing? My name is Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. Talk about all things pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, erectile dysfunction, you name it. All things related to, like I just said, insulin resistance. It's the monster that we're going to conquer today. But here's the thing about insulin resistance. Is it possible to reverse insulin resistance? Or is it something that has to stay that you've got to live with for the rest of your life? Is that what that's what we're going to figure out today. Once you become insulin resistant, do you have to stay insulin resistant? Do you have to have type 2 diabetes forever? Is it all downhill from there? If you live your life by default, yeah. If you live your life by default when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes, yeah. That will be your fate. Insulin resistance won't go anywhere. But on the other hand, if you create your life, if you create your path forward when it comes to defeating insulin resistance and changing what's at the end of your fork, now that, on the other hand, that's a different story. It's a different story altogether. Let's see. A couple of questions coming in. Let's see. Do me a favor, folks. Be about that screen and double tap that screen and share this live out with anybody you know struggling with this condition. Fasting can reverse insulin resistance. Yes and no. It helps. It helps. If you use it strategically, hell yeah. It can be used as a great tool, right? But fasting by itself, because if you're fasting, let's just say you eating McDonald's, okay? You eating McDonald's, but you're fasting, but you're fasting from McDonald's, and then as soon as you break your fast, you go right back to McDonald's again. You know what I mean? So you got to use it strategically. But yeah, fasting is very, 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 very great. Yeah. Back to it, folks. My name's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, talking about defeating this little thing called insulin resistance. What is insulin resistance? Insulin resistance is your body's inability to process energy due to there being some blockage. Like, well, what kind of blockage are you talking about? The blockage of the cells. Your cells will not open to let the energy in. So therefore, why won't they open? Well, because they're resistant to insulin. And insulin is the one that sends the signal to the cells to make them open so that the energy from the food that you just ate can get into your cells. But if you're insulin resistant, when insulin comes to open up the door, ask for permission to the cells to open up the door, the cells say, nope, you've come around here too much. We've seen you too much. You need to get the hell out of here, insulin. Okay? Get out of here. We're resistant to you. And take your blood sugar with you. That's what the cells say. Take your blood sugar with you. Neither one of you are getting in. The insulin, you ain't opening the door. And the blood sugar, you damn sure ain't getting in. So that's what it means to be insulin resistant. So where does the blood sugar stay? It stays out in your bloodstream. That's where it stays. And the more, like I said, getting out of escaping the blood sugar matrix. How do you escape the matrix of the blood sugar, high blood sugar? You fix the insulin resistance first. What types of foods the question is, what types of foods are needed to reverse insulin resistance? Let's talk about what's hurting you first. What's hurting you first, and then we'll talk about the foods to have. What's hurting us is this. This is what's causing insulin resistance. Eating all the junk food, all of the crap, as I call it, carbonated junk, the refined sugar, the artificial stuff, the processed foods crap. The ho-ho Twinkies, the ding dongs, the Takis, all of the candies, the gummy worms, the cakes, the cookies, the ice creams, all of the bread, all of the pastas, all of everything, all of the hamburgers, all of the junk food. That, folks, is ultimately what's causing it. So then on the other hand, the question is, well, what do you eat? Well, you eat the opposite of that. You eat the opposite of that. And then that will reverse your insulin resistance because that's what's causing it. What's causing it is the food that you're eating. So what do you eat? Real, whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. We're going to talk about food here in a second. But then leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, tofu, steak, eggs, whatever your leaner sources of protein is, whatever you prefer. Fish. That's what it's all about. You switch that, you change that. That's all you got to do. That's the most important thing is what you're eating. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood sugar and be causing this blood sugar matrix. But the number one thing is what you're eating. So switch your fuel source to the real, whole, unprocessed foods. Let's see here. Doctors say drugs are better and keto is impossible to stick to. I wish health was affordable. I don't prescribe to either one of those. Brum's 86. Drugs are very, very important. I think we need medication. If we need it, okay? Take your medication if you need it. But when it comes to things like type 2 diabetes, that was caused by our lifestyle. So why do we need drugs for that? Why do we need drugs for it? Because it was what we were eating. No. The simple fix is to do this, is to fix what you're eating. You fix what you're eating, you'll fix your blood sugar. I promise you that. Until you fix what you're eating, you can take as many blue pills as you want. The medication, take as much medication until your face turns blue. But it ain't really gonna matter because the whole time is what you're eating. So here's the thing about me. I reverse type 2 diabetes. So if I reverse type 2 diabetes, I went and got diagnosed with diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, all at the very same doctor's visit. So if I got prescribed it, and then I got rid of it, I no longer have type 2 diabetes, no longer have heart disease, and I'm no longer obese. I don't know if you can tell from me sitting down. Maybe I need to stand up. I don't know. but I was about 70 pounds heavier than what I am right now. You can imagine sitting in this chair, right? That's it. Let's see. But yeah, you want to talk about affordable. You switch what you're eating, it'll be very, very affordable. You don't got to worry about spending a whole lot of time at the doctor's office because you're insulin resistance, or because you got high blood sugar. That's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a 14-day blueprint. You follow this 14-day blueprint, whoo, you're going to be in there like swimwear, as they say, when it comes to your blood sugar. 14 days to get outside of your comfort zone. Nutrition blueprint. Over 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Whoo, getting amazing results. So that's the 14-day challenge. More about it is linked in my bio. I'm type 1. Wish mine could be reversed. Yeah, type 1 is tough. It can't be reversed. But here's the thing. You can make yourself as insulin sensitive as possible. What does it mean to be insulin sensitive? Like I said, we said insulin resistant. That's the opposite of insulin resistant. Insulin sensitive. So the less insulin resistant you make yourself, and the more insulin sensitive you make yourself, type 1 or type 2, what does that mean? You use less insulin. That's what it means. You use less insulin. Yeah, you're still going to have use type insulin because you're type 1. But the key is using less insulin. All right? Imagine that. You always pop up on my feed with free knowledge. God bless you, brother. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you, Frederick. Shout out to you, boss. Shout out to you. That's what I'm going to lose, about 70, 80 pounds. Yeah. You're going to lose about 70, 80 pounds. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I love it. I love it. Getting outside of your comfort zone. The thing is, how are you going to lose that 70 to 80 pounds? You got to lose it by getting out, doing something totally different than what you did before. That's what I had to do. That's what you're going to have to do. And it starts with what you're eating. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Some eating. That's it, folks. That's it. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, it is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. So if you're tired of type 2 diabetes running your life, if you're tired of having, I know what it feels like to have high blood sugar. I know how frustrating that is to have all this high blood sugar. So the next steps are simple. Your next steps is to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? This is where over 300 people have joined this challenge, and they're starting to reverse type 2 diabetes. Because type 2 diabetes is reversible. It's a very, very reversible condition if you're willing to put in the work. If you are, that's where real change happens. Imagine when a life where you're just owning your health. Imagine that. Can you imagine owning your health? Can you imagine owning type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance? Can you imagine, folks, owning your blood sugar? Can you imagine that once again? Because right now, your blood sugar is probably owning you. But you can turn the tide. You want that kind of control? The kind of control where you don't have to ever worry about your blood sugar again? Whew, that's the kind of control I'm talking about. You ain't got to worry about your blood sugar. You know, Thanksgiving just passed. Pretty sure that during that Thanksgiving meal, pretty sure you were kind of worried maybe a little bit about your blood sugar, right? You were worried a little bit about your blood sugar. Yeah. Imagine that kind of life. How do I sign up? Here's how you sign up. Show you where it is. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over 300 people have joined this 14-day challenge. Here it is, right here. Follow along, folks. If you click right here and then you click on my picture again. So you click here and you got to click on my picture again. It will take you to, here, folks. You see that? That link in my description. It says Linktree. You click on that link. Same thing on my other socials. Click that link in my description. Here it is. Type 2 can be reversed. Yeah, you're right. It can be. Here it is, folks. This link is like Disney World for a diabetic. If you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, type 1 diabetics as well, if you're suffering from high blood sugar, you want to go take this quiz right here. It is a 2-minute quiz. All the goodies are here. Disney World, though, but starts with this quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Absolutely free. Just take the quiz, learn your diabetes management style. You're doing a great job managing this diabetes, your blood sugar, or you're doing a terrible job, or you're somewhere in the middle. That's what this quiz is going to tell you. Then there have the, here is the masterclass. There's a free masterclass, folks. 45-minute masterclass. Break down the lifestyle medicine formula to defeat type 2 diabetes naturally. Absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. That's all you got to pay. There's a PDF on there. It's absolutely free. But here's the big one right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one, folks, this is all the other stuff's free. The quiz is free. The master class is free. This one, the challenge, is the only thing that I got to charge you for, because it's real people getting real results in 14 days. And I want you to take it seriously. If I give it to you for free, like I do the other stuff, you're not going to take it seriously, because I gave it to you for free. Duh. Why would you take it seriously? It's free. And it's hard. Why would I do something that's hard and it's free? You know what I mean? So I want you to invest in yourself. So that is why I have to charge you for the challenge. The only thing I got to charge you for, real people getting real results. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar, if you say, yeah, that's me, I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar, that's me. I'm tired of this blood sugar roller coaster. If that's you, this 14-day challenge is calling your name. Real people getting real results. What the people are saying, yeah. Someone took their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Someone got off of, the doctor took them off of their medication after 2 weeks. Glipicides, metformins, GLP-1s, you name it. The doctor took them off of after this 14-day challenge. It is a blueprint, nutrition blueprint. It's normally $99 to join this challenge. But if you use the discount code ESCAPE, you join the challenge for $79. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you use that discount code ESCAPE, it's $99 to join the challenge. 20% off to join this life-changing experience. It's going to change your life. I promise you, it's going to do that. If you show up, you do the work, and you do it again the next day, I promise you, your life is going to be changed. If you are suffering from high blood sugar, you do this 14-day challenge, your life is going to change. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. Use that discount code, ESCAPE. You're going to be escaping the bottomless pit of more and more medication. Let's see. No link is going to help type 2 diabetes. It's all the money grab. Don't click it. Okay. You tell that over 300 people, Curtis. You tell that you talk about a money grab. You tell me if this is a money grab, right? Here it is. Because type 2 diabetes is a very, very reversible condition. But most people just don't want to do the work. They would rather get their money, let their money get grabbed by the doctor, okay? And all the medication. Because here it is. Do you see that? That's it, folks. That's me. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. You explain that. You explain why I don't have type 2 diabetes anymore. Is it explainable? When people say you can't reverse type 2 diabetes, that's hogwash. Okay? Yeah, what do you mean you can't reverse type 2 diabetes? I don't prescribe to that. Type 1, I get it. It's an autoimmune condition, like someone said. Type 1 is autoimmune. Yeah, exactly. Type 2 is totally different than type 1. Okay? Totally. One is caused by it being insulin dependent from an autoimmune condition, and the other one is caused by our own negligence. Us, the person, you, me, you, this guy. It's called negligence. That's what that's called. That's called being insulin resistant. That's what that's called. So don't get it twisted, folks. Don't get it twisted. If you ask me, those two are different diseases. Yeah, they are. You're absolutely right. Carl Bonannon. Yeah, that's what I just talked about. You hit the nail on the head. They are totally different. The only difference between type 1 and type 2 is this. I mean, the only comparable between type 1 and type 2 is this. They both have high blood sugar. That's the symptom. High blood sugar. The cause of the high blood sugar, that is where it differs. Yeah. I'm being treated for autoimmune regulated pump. Yeah, if you're type 1, yeah, type 1 is a totally different ball game, boss. So yeah, shout out to you, man. When it comes to type 1 diabetes, I know that's a heck of a condition. It's a heck of a condition. So shout out to you for being strong. When are you and Jay Lace going to go live together again? I don't know. Gotta holler at my man Jay Lace. I'm gonna holler at him. See when we're gonna go live again. I'm gonna holler at him. The healthier you eat, with type 2, the better your blood sugar. That's it. The healthier you eat, the better the blood sugar. That's it, because that's what's causing it. That's what's causing it. Why doctors say you will have it for life? Well, because that is how they were trained. That is how they were trained. It's not their fault that they tell you that. It's how they were trained. Doctors are trained to do two things: diagnose you. Once they give you a diagnosis, okay, what is the prescription for that diagnosis to manage the condition? Also, the reason that doctors tell you that you're going to have it for life is because they know that if they told you what it really took to reverse this condition, most people ain't going to do it. Most people aren't going to do it. What does it take to reverse type 2 diabetes? Naturally, it takes getting up off of your butt, stop being a couch potato. It takes managing your stress. For cortisol, it takes clean eating. That is the main thing. Clean eating, real, whole, unprocessed foods, and getting some effective sleep. But it starts with the eating. It starts with the eating. And we know that most folks don't want to eat clean. Eating healthily. Clean eating is like torture to folks, because folks want to eat what they want to eat whenever they want to eat it. That's why. Because it takes work. It takes work to reverse type 2 diabetes. It takes work. It takes getting outside of your comfort zone. So we as human beings, the number one thing that we do not like to do, we hate to do actually, is to get outside of our comfort zone. We as human beings, we hate that. There is no worse thing on this planet than to get outside of your comfort zone. Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? There's no worse thing on this planet than someone said that you got to get outside of your comfort zone. Because our comfort zone is our safe place. So, for you to reverse type 2 diabetes, It's not there. You're not going to find the reversal of type 2 diabetes inside of your comfort zone. You can look, and you can just be inside of your comfort zone looking and looking and looking and looking for the fix for type 2 diabetes inside of your comfort zone. But I got a little secret for you. Let me tell you. It ain't inside of your comfort zone. You want to know where it is? Where the thing that you want to know where it is? It's outside of your comfort zone. But we as human beings hate getting outside of our comfort zone. So type 2 diabetes is a very, very reversible condition. But most people just don't want to get outside of their comfort zone. But if you get outside of your comfort zone, if you step outside of that comfort zone, everything that you want and you don't have is right there. That's where it is. Okay? That's where it is. I don't know how simpler to say it. If you ever wanted to reverse type 2 diabetes, I'm not talking about just medicating yourself and hoping for the best. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about actually reversing the thing. Because medicating yourself and hoping for the best is that's another way of staying inside of our comfort zone, right? Am I right or am I right? You're ready to get outside of your comfort zone. That's where I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over 300 people have gotten outside of their comfort zone. People are getting amazing results, taking off of their medication. Some of them. Because everything that they wanted and they didn't have it yet was outside of their comfort zone. So they had to get outside of it, and now they're starting to get it. Learning more about foods is important to all the intangibles. Yeah, absolutely. What's your take on fasting to lower insulin resistance? Again, I did talk about fasting earlier, but fasting is great, but you want to use it as a tool. Train yourself to fast. Start off with 12 hours in 1 week, then go to 13 hours, 14 hours. Each week you add an hour. You train your body to fast, because here's the thing. If you're insulin resistant, meaning you're not metabolically flexible, if you try to go into fasting, extreme fasting, you're going to hurt yourself. It's not going to be fun. It's kind of like running a marathon if you ain't trained for it. If you ain't trained for a marathon, it's going to suck, right? Those 26.2 miles is going to suck. You know what I'm saying? So even people who train for it, it sucks. You get to mile 18, it's going to suck running that marathon. So yeah, fasting, ease yourself into it. You show me the ball. You show me the ball is in my court. Yeah, no doubt. And I was 68% in range when I did your plate challenge. No doubt, Joaquin. Shout out to you, boss. Shout out to you. Now I'm 52. Let me 52%. What metric are you using, boss? Let me see. Let me see. Now was that 68% in range? And what metric are you using? But sounds like you're improving. Okay. Grand Rising, when did your classes start? You talking about the master class? The master class is on demand master class. So it's always there. You can watch it when you're ready. You want to know more about that master class? It's linked in my bio. 45-minute master class. Absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do. How to know what's clean these days. We're getting ready to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about clean eating right now. Hard pill to swallow. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some pills, the red pill and the blue pill. We talk about the matrix. You see the matrix up here. You guys remember the matrix, right? With Neo, and you have to take the red pill or the blue pill. We're gonna find out today which one is the red pill and which one is the blue pill. The blue pill is when you decide to stay inside of the matrix. What's that? Oh yeah. That means that you stay inside of the matrix. That means you see things with lenses on. Right? You're not seeing the real picture. You're staying inside of the matrix. We believe that type 2 diabetes is not reversible. That's staying inside of the matrix. But if you take the red pill like Neo did, and he got outside of the matrix, that is when he became the one. You remember that from the movie? He became the one. That's going to be you. You're going to become the one in your family. What you mean the one in my family? Well, you're going to be the one in your family that ends type 2 diabetes. You're going to be the one. You're going to be the Neo of your family. You're going to be the one dodging bullets. Heck, you're going to get so good at defeating type 2 diabetes from your family. You're going to get so good at it that you're going to be able to freaking stop bullets, just like Neo did. You remember in the movie when he stopped the bullets, like, and he just took one and he looked at it. He looked at it like, that's when they knew he was the one. I know that you're the one in your family. You don't know it, but I know it. You're going to be the one that, here's the thing. Type 2, a lot of people say, yeah, type 2 diabetes runs in my family. My mom had it, my dad had it, my sister had it, everybody had it. Okay. Let it in with you. You become the one. Your kids are not going to get type 2 diabetes. Your grandkids, they ain't going to get it either. Your little nieces, nephews, cousins, whoever, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to get type 2 diabetes either, because it freaking ends with you. You're the one. If you're ready to become the one, if you're ready to start becoming the one in your family, then the 14-day challenge is calling your name. That is the start of it. That is the start of your journey in becoming the one. You remember Neo, he had to go through some training. Morpheus was kicking his butt. If you're ready to become the one in your family, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you, you're ready to become the one, use that discount code, ESCAPE. ESCAPE. You join the challenge for $79, 20% off to join the challenge. It's normally $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code, ESCAPE, like over 300 people have joined this challenge. You're going to escape. Escape what? The freaking matrix. The blood sugar matrix. That's why it's called ESCAPE. It's linked in my bio, folks. Let's see here. How to know what's clean these days. We're going to talk about the red pill and the blue pill right now. But it's where you grow and then learn. Yeah, exactly. You're talking about getting outside of your comfort zone. It's where you grow and learn. Yeah, your comfort zone. You grow inside of you got to get outside of your comfort zone to grow so that you can learn. But if you're staying inside of your comfort zone, you ain't learning jack. You're comfortable. You don't want to learn. The brain doesn't want to learn. It just wants to chill, watch Netflix all day. That's what it wants to do. Only way to move forward. Yep. When do your classes start? The classes start, like I said, when you're ready. If it was inside your comfort zone, chances is you would not have type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes it doesn't hang out inside of the comfort zone. You get outside of the comfort zone, type 2 diabetes doesn't hang out outside the comfort zone. It hangs out inside the comfort zone. You know what I mean? Medication is fighting symptoms, not diabetes itself. Exactly. It's exactly what it's doing, God Dusty. It's fighting like hell. You take some glipizide and metformins and all of that stuff, it's fighting like hell. It's putting up a fight like you wouldn't believe. To try to fight the symptoms. That's all it's doing. It's fighting the symptoms. You're right. but it ain't fighting the big boss. The boss is the big boss. You know how you get to the video game, the big boss, the last boss in the game. The big boss is insulin resistance. How do you defeat insulin resistance? Through your diet, through the foods that you're eating. So when we talk about the red pill and the blue pill, that's how you do it, because that's mostly what it comes from, your diet. We eat too much crap. We eat a lot of it. That's mostly what we eat. And as a result, that's how our body expresses itself. It expresses itself through sickness, high blood sugar, symptoms like that. But you got to get down to the root cause of it, which is the food. At that point, you ain't fighting the symptoms. There ain't going to be any more symptoms because there's nothing to fight. Everything's running like a champ. I am 98% in range for the last 38 days. Amazing. Oh, I'm type 1. Got it. Got it, Joaquin. Got it. I'm type 2, diabetes, and I do not take sugar. You do not, and I don't take sugar. You don't eat sugar? Is that what you mean? You don't take sugar? Not sure what you mean. I'm seeing wild turkey outside of my Libra 3 is a game changer. I'm seeing wild turkey outside my Libra 3 is a game changer. Not sure what you mean by you seeing wild turkeys outside. Oh, maybe you're seeing wild turkeys outside and your Libra 3 is a game changer. Maybe the adding the turkey was just like you just had a thought. I get it. I don't have type 2 diabetes yet. It runs heavily in my family, and I fear I may end up with it. Well, damn it, dragonfly, you let it in with you. You start the process right now. Not now, but right now, of becoming the one. Of severing ties with type 2 diabetes through your whole family. Let's sever the ties right now. Because type 2 diabetes is a monster of a condition. You don't want to, you know how, like I say, you pass stuff down from generation to generation. You don't want to pass that down to your kids, and they don't want to pass it down to their kids. So you stop it. Stop it with you right now. 17 tubes in you. Yeah, that's rough, boss. Whew. Sugar is just part of it. I used to look at sugar only. It's not just the key. It is carbs. It's all of it together, right? It's all of it together, which we're going to talk about. Here we go. We're going to get up here on this board here in a second. I've lost half of my left foot due to type 2 diabetes, or were you in maybe some type of accident or something like that? You know? Not sure. Venom. It's a heck of a name, too. Venom. If you lost it due to an accident or something like that, I get it. That's unfortunate. But type 2 diabetes, when it comes, if we lose our limbs, folks, to type 2 diabetes, that's a tough one to swallow. Because we can do something about it. We can do something. The ball is in our court, like Joaquin said earlier. It's in our court. Because type 2 diabetes is a disease about choices. That's what it's about. It's a disease about choices. Most of the 8 out of the top 10 diseases are all choices disease. What do you mean it's a choice disease? Well, it's a lifestyle disease. How you live your lifestyle will determine if you will have type 2 diabetes or not. It's a choice. Just like Neo had. He can choose between the red pill or the blue pill. Red pill, get outside of the matrix. Blue pill, stay inside of the matrix. He had a choice. You've got a choice. Stay inside of the matrix. Continue to just mask the symptoms of type 2 diabetes with more and more glipizide and medications and more and all of that. You've got that choice. That's your prerogative. Like Bobby Brown says, it's your prerogative. You've also got the other side of that. There's two sides of a coin. Okay? Two sides of a coin. Everything has two sides. There's no such thing as a two-sided coin. There's no such thing as a one-sided piece of paper. Everything has two sides. There's no such thing as a one-sided pancake. So when it comes to type 2 diabetes, you've got a choice. Is it safe for someone with stage 4 kidney disease? Kidney disease, that was not really my specialty. But changing your diet is definitely going to be the number one thing that you can do. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was losing a day. I was a day from losing my leg and lost half of my finger. Then spent 4 months in the hospital. Man, shout out to you, boss. Shout out to you, boss. Is it self-study? Is what self-study? The masterclass? It's a 45-minute masterclass. It's a free masterclass. Jump in on that masterclass. Hey, I think that's what you mean. Not entirely sure what you mean. Just joined. So what food should we be eating then? We're getting ready to get to it right now. All right. As soon as I get to the last of y'all questions, we're going to get up here on this board. My doctor took me off. Jordan's A1C is a 5.5. It's still a 5.5. Shout out to you getting taken off of your Jardians. If A1C is still good in February, we are going to lower the metformin. Amazing. I have 3 type 1s, or 3 type 1s in my family. Ooh, my type 2 kids, my 2 kids and wife. Man, that's shout out to you, boss JJ. That's 3 folks in your family with type 2 with type 1 diabetes. That's serious. Man, shout out. I'm commending you on that one, man. Shout out to you. Blessings in you and your family. Because that's a tough one. I'm the only FBR GA Street. I'm not sure what that means. But anyhow, folks, let's get up to the board and let's start talking about this red pill, blue pill. I said that thing about being Neo and being the Matrix and being the one in your family. Let's talk about how to become the one in your family. Here it is. Let's talk about how to become the one in your family. How do you become the one? Here we go. Let's get up here to this board. People want to know, well, what do you eat? What am I supposed to be eating? Well, here's what we're supposed to be eating right here. Let's talk a little bit about this food thing. Let's get up here. This segment is going to be called Blood Sugar Matrix. You know what? Let me put the discount code over here for those folks who are ready for change. You say, I'm ready for change. If that's you, and you're ready to escape the matrix, remember I told you that discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is escape. You join the challenge for 20% off. But right now, we're getting ready to talk about the blood sugar matrix. And let me get a better pen because this one's going out. This one's going out. Because I need a blue pill and I need a red pill. Give me a second, folks. Here it is. Blue pill, red pill. Who remembers the movie? We talked about the Matrix. You guys remember that? Yeah, okay. Let's see. We got blue pill, or we got a red pill. Put a red pill on this side. What do we eat? We have type 2 diabetes. What do we eat? That is the question. Blue pill. Remember that from the movie? Blue pill. Blue pill, you stay inside of the matrix. Red pill, you get outside of the matrix. It's all about choices. So let's get into it. Blue pill stuff. Blue pill stuff will be something like candy. Okay, that's the blue pill stuff. Cakes. That's some blue pill stuff. All right. Let's go over here on this side. Red pill stuff. From the movie, we're talking about the Matrix. Red pill. We'll say something like kale. We'll say something like eggs, right? This is all red pill stuff. Kale, eggs, blue pill, candy, cakes. So here's how we play this game, folks. Getting out of this blood sugar matrix. If you ever had plans on getting out of it, you got to know which pill you're taking. So start naming out your favorite food, whatever your food is. It doesn't even, whatever you eat or any kind of food, whatever. Just name it out, and I'm going to tell you which category does it go in. Does it go in the blue pill or does it go on the red pill side? So name out your favorite food, folks. I had cake yesterday. So cake, of course, that's going to go on the blue pill side. Okay? Going to go on the blue pill side, staying inside of the matrix. It's going to lead to just more and more and more and more medication. Right? I'm going to put percentages over here too as well. 10%. And then I'm going to put 20 or 90% over here. 90%. All right, name out your foods, whatever your foods are. Sorry, this is a participation game, folks. So I need your participation on this game. Only way that this game is going to work is if y'all participate. If not, this is going to be the worst game ever, I promise you. But if y'all participate and just start naming out your stuff, it's going to go here. All right, walnuts. Walnuts, that's red pill stuff. All right, walnuts. All right, what else? What we got? Let's see. Somebody said walnuts, ginger ale. Okay, good one. Ginger ale. So that's going to be, I'm just going to put soda, right? Soda. Ginger ale is going to go in the soda category. Cashews. I'm just going to put nuts over here, right? That's going to go in the nuts category. So cashews are going to go in the nuts category. Steak, all right. It's going to go over here. Red pill side. Pizza. It's going to go blue pill stuff. Pizza. Staying inside of the matrix. All right. What else? Pasta. Here's the thing about pasta, folks. Yes, pasta is going to go over here on the red side, but it just depends. You got it. I'm going to put a little asterisk on it. I got a blue asterisk on it. When I got an asterisk on it, that means that you got to use caution. Do that in moderation, okay? Bacon and eggs. So we got eggs over here. Eggs on the red pill side, but we got bacon on the blue pill side. We got bacon over here, folks. Bacon is going to be on the blue pill side. Bacon is going to be that. Bacon is a group 1 carcinogen. You don't want to eat bacon, folks. Trust me. Coffee and oatmeal. All right. Again, oatmeal. I'm going to put oatmeal, but I'm going to put it with an asterisk, right? Oh, again, moderation. What was the other one? Oh yeah, coffee. Coffee is going to go over here too. But here's the thing. Coffee is going to go over here, but it's not necessarily the coffee itself. It's the stuff that you put in the coffee that makes the coffee terrible. Okay. All right. Let's see. Beans. Oh, good one. Oh, Becky Beck's good one. Beans. Oh, beans. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, beans are going to be your best friend. I promise you, you are. If you're suffering from high blood sugar, believe it or not, beans are going to be your best friend because they're a resistant starch. Resistant starches are and blood sugar are like a freaking match made in heaven. Bread. Oh, bread. That's a good one. Bread can go over here, but it's with an asterisk though, right? Prefer you not have the bread, but if you do the bread, okay, make sure it's something like an Ezekiel bread. That's a much better option. Oatmeal. Say oatmeal already. Cheese. Did somebody say cheese? Yeah, cheese. Cheese is blue pill stuff. Cheese. Because why? Because cheese is dairy. And we don't want to do dairy, folks. Okay? You're a human being. So definitely blue pill stuff. And it also causes your body to produce IGF-1. Cheese. You want to know what IGF-1 is? Insulin-like growth factor number 1. You're like, what the hell does that mean? Well, in another way, it's basically said it makes things grow. Okay? It makes things grow. Let's see, crackers and salad dip. We're gonna go right over here. Depends on the salad dip. If you're getting this salad dip from the store, it's probably got all kinds of seed oils and all kinds of stuff in it. So we're gonna put that over here. So crackers, usually those crackers, we're talking about the saltine crackers. That's probably what we're talking about. But yeah, bread, we got bread over here. So we got bread over here. It just depends on the kind of bread that you're getting. If you're getting all white bread and all the junk bread and all the Wonder Bread and whole wheat bread, no. If you're getting Ezekiel bread, okay, I give you the I give you the green light on that. But again, you want to limit the amount of bread as much as you possibly can. That's why I got an asterisk over here. All right. Cream of wheat, but I use sugar and butter. Okay, cream of wheat. Okay, going over here. Red pill, cream of wheat. It's a blood sugar nightmare. Okay, cream of wheat. Cream of wheat, blood sugar nightmare. Okay. What else? Butter. Butter is dairy, so I'm gonna put butter over here. Put butter over there. That goes in the dairy category. All right. No. What? Bacon is on the blue side? Yes, bacon is a group 1 carcinogen, folks. First of all, it's loaded with saturated fat. You have insulin resistance. One thing that you don't want to do is eat a food with a lot of saturated fat, which bacon does. Not only is it that, it's dangerous for your overall health because they're group 1 carcinogens. Bacon, salami, pepperonis, hot dogs. Turkey bacon, someone asked about. Turkey bacon. Even turkey sausage. These are all group 1 carcinogens. What's a group 1 carcinogen? It's just a fancy way of saying that they did there have been over 800 studies to determine that these particular foods have been known to cause cancer. That's what a group 1 carcinogen is. Bacon is in that category. Alcohol is in that category. That's another one. Alcohol. Blue pill. You're suffering from insulin resistance, folks. High blood sugar. Alcohol is not going to be your friend. Alcohol is going to be your mortal enemy. It's going to be like the agent. You remember the agents in the movie? Alcohol is one of the agents. It's not going to be your friend. What else? Any beans, yes, beans. They got beans, red beans, black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, chickpeas, these kind of beans, garbanzo beans, pinto beans, these kind of beans. I'm not talking about the canned refried beans. You go in there, canned refried beans with all that. No, not that. Beans that you cook yourself. Can you have some canned beans? Yeah, you can have some canned beans. Wash it off, right? Wash a little bit of salt off. You can have canned beans. Preferably the dry beans, but you want to do canned beans, great. Let's see here. What kind of beans? All right, yogurt. Yogurt is going to go over here. Blue pill, yogurt. Why? Because it's dairy. It's dairy. I'm just going to put dairy over here. Oops. Just going to put dairy. Red pill stuff. Blue pill stuff. Dairy. Barley can go over here. But again, these are higher glycemic, right? So just use them in moderation. Barley. I made barbecue beans for Thanksgiving. Barbecue beans, yeah, those are going to be, the beans, yes. But when you start adding the barbecue sauce and all that stuff to it, and the sugar and the brown sugar and all, no. So beans, yes. Barbecue beans, BBQ beans, it's gonna go red pill, blue pill type of stuff. And staying inside of the matrix. Sweet potatoes, so we're just gonna go all potatoes, right? Potatoes. So whether sweet or regular. But again, asterisks, right? Moderation. Wheat bread is red, white bread would be blue though. No, they both go in the, they both, that's why I put an asterisk over here on the bread. Wheat bread is just this marketing. That's all it is. It's still gonna raise the hell out of your blood sugar. It's still a highly processed food. Doesn't matter if you say wheat bread. And today's wheat is not the wheat of the past. So that's not a brag. That's not, you know what I'm saying? You see wheat bread on there, that's not like a flex, okay? Because wheat ain't crap anymore. It's so commercialized. So I put bread over here, but I put it over here with an asterisk. Prefer you not have the bread, but if you do, make sure it's something like an Ezekiel bread, right? A seed bread. Avocado toast. Avocado toast, yes. But you don't want to have, if you do avocado toast, you got the bread over here, and then you got the avocado. So yes, that is good, but you want to load it up, throw some protein on there as well. It's going to slow down the spike. Avocado. So again, bread, but use it in moderation, or pair it with a healthy fat. You pair it with a healthy fat like an avocado or maybe some eggs. That's a protein. That's called putting clothing on your carbs. So here's the thing, folks. Never ever eat these ones that I got asterisks on. Never ever eat these by themselves. Never on any circumstances eat those by themselves. Meaning naked. Meaning without having some protein or fat with it. First. Oh my God, butter is blue. Butter is dairy. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is, it depends on the peanut butter, right? But I'm going to put peanut butter over here. P, B, and J. You want to get the single ingredient peanut butter. You just want to look on the back and it says roasted peanuts or peanuts. That's it. You don't want it to say peanuts with this oil and that oil and some other word that you can't pronounce and all kinds of stuff. That's not the kind of peanut butter you want. You want the single ingredient peanut butter with no, it's just got the whatever is in it's in it. That's what you want. Jag, cheese, I love too. Cheese is a big one, folks. Cheese is that hurts a lot of people's heart, but cheese is not going to be your friend. Okay, it's a group 1 carcinogen and it's loaded with saturated fat and it causes things to grow. What do we mean by things to grow? Well, you want to know why babies get so big? Today's babies are so big. It's due because we're giving the baby a lot of milk, a lot of dairy. Where do we get that dairy from? Oh yeah, from an animal like a cow that's designed to take a 65-pound calf when it's born at 65 pounds to take it to over 400 pounds quickly. Because it's from a cow. Human beings aren't designed to grow that fast. That's why we have big babies now. Big babies are like 12 pounds. Like, yo, why you baby 12 pounds? Well, because we ate a lot of dairy, we ate a lot of cheese, and it causes things to grow. Babies included. Anyhow, Dag, what can I eat? What do you mean? What can I eat? Fairies, that's why we building up the red side. Name your foods. Start naming out your foods. Asparagus, amongst that. Yeah, asparagus. Asparagus. What do you mean what you can eat? We filling up this red side. Everything on the red side you can eat. Can you not have the stuff? Look, you see the percentages? Do you have to be perfect? No, you ain't got to be perfect. But here's the thing. It's about the percentage. Very small percentage of the time. If you want some red pill stuff every once in a while, all right, cool. You can do some red pill stuff. I'm sorry, blue pill. If you want some blue pill stuff from time to time, you can do some blue pill stuff. Just make sure it's a very small percentage of the time, 10% of the time. Look, you're doing red pill 90% of the time. Okay, you're doing red pill 90% of the time. That means you don't want to know what if you get a 90 on your test in school, you still get an A, folks. If you get a 90 on the test, 90% I got up here, you still get a freaking A. You ain't got to be perfect on the test. Broccoli, red pill, pumpkin seeds. That's going to go in the seeds category. So I'm just going to put seeds, right? So we got nuts, we got seeds. That's going to go in the nuts and seeds category. So grape, olive oil. Somebody said, all right, cool. Let me draw a line down the middle. Olive oil, let me a better line. Olive oil. All right, that's going to go over here on the red pill side. Olive oil. There's only 3 approved oils, folks. There's only 3 approved oils. Here are the 3 approved oils. Avocado, coconut, olive. If it ain't avocado, coconut, or olive, woo, get it out of there. Matcha latte, right? The latte part is where, if you would have said tea, all right, cool. But you're talking about a latte where you're probably going to be putting all kinds of stuff and all kind of creamers and all kinds of stuff in there. So we're just going to put a latte over here. We'll just call it latte, right? Kale, we got kale. That was the first thing we named. Red. Ginger, red. These are whole unprocessed foods, right? Ginger, red. Rice. We got rice over here. Did we put rice? We haven't even put rice yet. Wow, it took a long time for somebody to say rice. That's unusual. But anyhow, rice. Here's the thing about rice, though. With an asterisk. Asterisk. Rice. See the stuff with the asterisk? Those are the ones you never eat by themselves. You always got to make sure that you got to have some clothing on it, like fat or protein, like chicken, like someone said, right? Chicken. All right. Red pill stuff. This is real whole unprocessed foods. Leaner sources of protein, right? So an example of this is a leaner source of protein, red pill stuff. An example of a blue pill stuff will be something like, we said bacon, when we said sausage, right? Sausage. That's blue pill stuff. Sausage. Potato chips. Chips are going to go over here. If you do some chips, can you have some chips from time to time? Yes. High quality chips? Yes. Are we doing things like Doritos and all of this other stuff? Nah, we ain't doing Doritos and Takis and all of that stuff. Green beans. All right, green beans. Those are going to go in the green category, so it's all good. Potato chips, rice, parsley. Those are all herbs. Sage, those are herbs. So we're going to go over here, red pill stuff. Herbs. All right, lentils, yeah, good one. Those are beans, aka legumes. Those are in beans family. Lentils, yeah. Quinoa, yeah. So quinoa. But again, asterisks, right? Remember the asterisks. What the asterisk means. Don't do it by themselves. To eat it in moderation. Peanut butter, we got it already. PB&J right here. Red pill. But again, like I said, make sure that it's the single ingredient peanut butter or almond butter. Not almond butter or peanut butter with 10,000 other ingredients. That ain't what we're talking about, folks. Apricots. That's a fruit. But those, again, a fruit. Let me put it. Apricots. That's a fruit. Moderation, right? Eat fruit as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. You can eat fruit, just eat it as after your meal. Same way that you would eat dessert is the same way that you would eat same way you eat dessert is the same way you want to think about a fruit. apples and beans. That's a different combination. Well, we got beans over here. Apples, same thing. It's going to go in the fruit category. It's going to go in the fruit category. Oatmeal is going to go over here in the red pill category. But again, asterisks on the oatmeal. It's all moderation. White bread will cause an immediate spike. Yeah, white bread, prefer you stay away from the bread, specifically the white bread. But if you do, right over here, make sure it's something like an Ezekiel bread. Again, but prefer you stay away from, if you're suffering from high blood sugar, prefer you stay away from the bread. But if you do decide to have some bread from time to time, do an Ezekiel bread. Chili relleno, I don't even know what that is, boss. What is that, like a cultural dish? I don't know what that is. Tomatoes, great as a pre-launch snack to food. Tomatoes are going to go over here. Yep. Tomatoes. It's it. All right. Pistachios, those are going to go in the nuts category. So yes, red pill. Rye bread is going to go of any kind of bread. We talked about bread, but rye bread, that's a better choice. But again, still asterisks, right? Moderation. Almond flour is one ingredient. Peanut butter and monk fruit cookies. That's a better option. Yeah, almond flour is a much better option. So then almond flour. It's a much better option than asterisk, though. Much better option than the traditional flour. Monk fruit, better choice, right? So over sugar, so you want to do monk fruit, stevia, or allulose. Those are the three. Monk fruit, stevia, or allulose. So sugar, it's going to go over here. Monk fruit will go over there. Tortillas going to go over. You can listen, when it comes to tortillas, it's the same thing in the bread category. Same thing with the bread category, right? So put tortillas in the bread category. So follow the same rules. All fruits and vegetables are considered red. Yeah, they're all considered red. All fruits and vegetables are considered red. Yeah, exactly. But when it comes to the fruits, again, fruits are kind of in that gray area, how much you can eat. But if you do eat fruit, when you eat fruit, you eat it as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. You want to hear of nature's candy? When you think of fruit, think of nature's candy. Think of dessert. That's when you eat it, just like that. Blue is extreme moderation. Yeah, exactly. I see what the asterisk says. Moderation. Honey is going to go over here and blue pill stuff. Honey, agave. Honey is very concentrated. People may say, "Oh yeah, it has a whole bunch of antioxidants in it." Okay, may have a couple of antioxidants in it, but it ain't nothing to write home about. But here's the thing: when it comes to your sugar, your blood sugar, you eat some honey. Oh yeah, you're gonna know when you eat some honey. When your blood sugar shoots up real high, you're gonna know. Okay, so a little bit of antioxidants that are inside of this honey is not worth it for your blood sugar. You want to do a sweetener, stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Tuna is going to go over here. Red pill. Homemade popcorn. Popcorn, same thing. Asterisks though, right? Asterisks. See all the stuff with the blue on it. Corn tortilla, same thing, right? It's going to go over here in the bread category. Same way that you think of bread, you think of corn tortilla. Peanut butter, same thing. We got it already. Peanut butter, already red pill. Bananas or pistachios, red pill. Those are nuts. Bananas, same thing with the bananas. It's a fruit, right? Remember what did we say about fruit? We eat fruit as a what? A dessert. You never wake up in the morning. You'd never wake up in the morning and just on an empty stomach eat a banana. That is a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. If you care about your blood sugar, don't wake up in the morning and just eat a banana on an empty stomach. Is there good cereal to eat? Not really. Not really. Not any of the ones that you see on the shelves in the store. All right? None of those. If you make a cereal at the house, yeah, okay. But instead, you don't want to do the cereal in the morning. You want to do oatmeal and things like that. You don't want to do that in the morning. You don't want to. Another bad idea would be to have oatmeal in the morning. So you have all the stuff that I got asterisks on. It would be a bad idea to have those things first thing in the morning. All the stuff with asterisks on it. You see those? They're red pill stuff. They're red pill, but they can act like blue pills. These things, this is why I got blue asterisks on them. They can act like a blue pill if you have too much of it or at the wrong time. So I got the little blue asterisks on them. You feel me? If I work out every day, can I eat more of the blue side? You can't out exercise a bad diet. You can't out exercise a bad diet. 10%. You can't out exercise a bad diet. Because it's predominantly what you're eating that's causing type 2 diabetes. So that if you want to work out more, working out and moving your body is great. It helps. But it's ultimately this red pill or blue pill. You decide. You decide. Hot dogs. Oh, good one. Hot doggies. Hot dogs. All right. All right. We're gonna do this for about 3 more minutes, folks, and then we're gonna shift gears because this is a shorter live today, but we're gonna shift gears. Chili I can't even pronounce that. Relcanoids is a large green chili stuff, usually with cheese and with fluffed egg and pan fried. Now, Susie. Now, blue pill, cottage cheese, right? Blue pill, whatever kind of cheese. Cottage cheese don't matter. It's cheese. It's dairy. Fresh vegetable juice. Great. Veggie juice. Fresh. That's a good word. Veggie juice. Thank you for bringing that up. Veggie juice. You can juice. Here's the thing, folks. You can juice veggies, but you can't juice fruit. That's another rule. If you've got type 2 diabetes, you can juice veggies, folks, but you cannot juice fruit. If you've got type 2 diabetes and high blood sugar, don't let me find out that you've been over here juicing fruit. Don't let me do it, folks. I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to throw your juicer out. I'm going to come and I'm going to be like, yo, where's your juicer? Throwing it out. Don't juice fruit. Juice vegetables. If you want to juice fruit, so veggie juice goes in the red side. Fruit juice, blue side. Crazy, right? Crazy. Fruit juice, blue side. Rice paper is going to, that stuff is, I tried that stuff once. I bought it and I tried it and I was just like, what the hell is this? Stuff is like some freaking glue. It's like some freaking gorilla glue. And then it's made out of rice. So rice paper, I just wanted to try it. But rice paper is also going to send your blood sugar sky high because it's made out of rice. Blueberries, great. Red pill, berries. Berries in general. All right. Salmon. Yeah, we got salmon over here. All right. Red. Full of omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon. Yep. Stevia. Yep. Okay. Red pill. Stevia. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. If it ain't stevia, if it ain't monk fruit, if it ain't allulose, throw it out. What are sugar alternatives? Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the sweeteners. Those are sweeteners. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Things that you want to avoid are the artificial sugars. So I'm just going to put up here fake sugar. Artificial sugar. Things like sucralose, things like Diet Coke, Coke Zeros, anything diet or zero, that is considered fake sugar, aka artificial stuff, blue pill stuff. Let me see. I'm going to go through a couple more because we're going to end the session here in a few minutes. I drink coffee in the morning, but I don't use sugar. Instead, I use honey. Honey, like we said, blue pill stuff. Honey. Thing about coffee is don't drink. Here's another thing, folks. If you care about your energy, if you're type 2 diabetic, your energy is already suffering because you're insulin resistant. If you add coffee in the mix, it's not the coffee that causes the problem. It's the stuff that we add to the coffee. All the sugar and the coffee and the honey and all of that stuff. And then we're having the coffee too early. Before you go out, before you have your coffee, number one thing that you want to do is before you have your coffee is to go out into the sun. Go out into the sun and let the sun hit your eyes. That causes your cortisol to raise naturally. When your cortisol raises naturally, that gives you energy. Cortisol gives you energy. It takes about 30 minutes for it to max out. So wait about an hour after you go out into the sun to have your first cup of coffee. Try that. Start implementing that. Still have your coffee, all right? Change up your sweetener. Change it up to a stevia or monk fruit or an allulose. Try that. Wait, go out into the sun, wait about an hour, and then check. Do that for a week. I bet you're gonna be like, yo, feeling a little bit different, feeling a little bit more energized. I bet you. And I bet you're gonna start relying on coffee less and less and less. See, hang out with me, I got you. Let's see, watermelon. Watermelon is the same thing. That's a fruit. Asterisk though, right? Watermelon specifically. Eat it as a dessert. Beets. Beets are going to go over here. Red pill. Ooh, beets. Yeah, beets. Honey isn't fake unless it's manufactured. I didn't say honey was fake. Okay? I didn't say honey was fake. Honey's real, but honey is really going to, it has, antioxidants in it, but it's really going to raise your blood sugar more than anything. Because a little bit of honey is so concentrated. If you knew how concentrated a little bit of honey was, a little teaspoon of honey is so freaking concentrated, it'll send your blood sugar sky high. Let's see. What is the best breakfast every morning? A savory breakfast. A savory breakfast will be something like this. Not a sweet breakfast. Savory breakfast is like this. Here it is. Chicken, broccoli, avocado. Chicken, broccoli, avocado. That's an example of a savory breakfast. You got a protein, you got a fat for the avocado, and you got a non-starchy veggie. Non-starchy veggie like an avocado. Another example could be eggs and let's see what else we got over here. Green beans, eggs, green beans, and some walnuts. That's called a savory breakfast. That's the kind of breakfast you want to have every morning. A protein, a non-starchy veggie, and a healthy fat. You start your day off like that every day. Whoo, sky's the limit. That's another thing, right? We talked about going into the sun, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of what I do, folks. I'm a health coach, holistic health coach. So all things nature, all things natural is what I deal in. You want to know how to heal your body naturally, hang out with your boy, especially during this 2-week, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So if you're confused about all of this stuff, like what was a red pill and what's a blue pill, you thought it was this, you thought that was helping your health. No. If you're confused about that, which pill you need to be taking? I'm going to put another one over here, the big one, the biggest one of them all. Medication. Or we're just going to put meds. We'll just put meds, all right? Blue pills, the biggest of the blue pills. Why? It's because I think medication is very, very important if you need it. But most of us don't need it. Here's what most of us need to do. We just need to switch over to the blue pill. To the red pill. We switch over to the red pill. Here's the thing. You want to hear a fun fact? I'm going to give you a fun fact. Here it is. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. You see why I put it in the blue pill category. If your diet is right, correct, you don't need medication. This is a fun fact, folks. Okay, fun facts? Yeah, fun facts. Yeah. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. You follow this simple concept, that little simple concept that I just taught you, and mastering the red pill versus the blue pill, I promise you can get yourself out of the blood sugar matrix. But until you do that, until you master this area of your life, with this lifestyle medicine, it's called lifestyle medicine. You master that area, I promise you. Whoo! Diabetes will cease to exist in your life, just like it did for me. I don't have diabetes anymore, type 2 diabetes. I got out of the blood sugar matrix. I took the red pill. And as a result, no more diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I showed you the pictures, right? I showed you the pictures. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. All right, do I recommend to cleanse first? Here it is. Look, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Here's what I recommend. A lot of people ask me, well, Kelley, what's the best way to lose the weight? What's the best way to reverse type 2 diabetes? What's the best way? All right. It's the best way. Best way that I know of is by accepting the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What are we doing in this 14-day challenge? I created the challenge. Someone said it's so easy to reverse it. It is. It is. It's very easy. Let me say that. It's not easy. That sounds a little bit arrogant. It's simple. Let me say that. It's simple. But it ain't easy. Why is it not easy? It's because it involves change. And change is the one thing that human beings despise. Like we despise. If you despise change, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. If you despise change, raise your hand if you say you despise change. Raise your hand, please. Put a me in the chat. Let your boy know. Put a me in the chat. If you despise change, put a me. Yeah, exactly. Drag them me. Me. Who else despises change? Yeah, me. Yeah, me. Who else despises change? Come on, folks, be real. It's time to keep it real. We're talking about defeating type 2 diabetes, living with type 2 diabetes or not. Red pill or blue pill? Let's be real. Yeah. A lot of people, everybody despises change. I know that everybody despises change because that is human nature. It is hardwired into us to despise change. Why? Because change takes getting outside of your comfort zone. To reverse type 2 diabetes, can you reverse type 2 diabetes? Yes, you can. Someone just asked, can you reverse it? Yes, you can. But it involves the thing that you hate the most. Reversing type 2 diabetes involves the thing that you hate the most. That's why most people don't reverse it. That's why most people will refuse to reverse it. I read a book one time. Here's what the book said. The name of the book was called Change or Die. Here's another fun fact. They did an experiment. After the experiment, said the results were staggering. 9 in 10 people, it said 9 in 10 people would rather die than change. Geesh. 9 out of 10, 90% of people would rather die than change. That's what the book proved. They proved it in the book. It's the name of the book, Change or Die. Now, here's the thing. Nobody's going to come out and say, I would rather die than change. Like nobody in their right damn mind is going to say that. Okay? Who do you know is going to say that? Nobody. Everybody will say, hell yeah, I'm going to change. Hell yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to change. That's what they'll say out of their mouth. But their actions prove you ain't changing jack. That's what your actions prove. Because what you do speaks so loudly that people cannot hear what you're saying. Did you know that? Did you know that? What you do, speaks so loudly that people can't hear a thing that you're saying. Somebody said, I'm going to die rather than change. That's a real thing. Like, I don't know if he said that as a joke or not, but it's a real thing. 9 in 10 people would rather do that because they don't want to change that badly. They don't want to get outside of their comfort zone. They would rather stay a prisoner to their preferences than to change. If you're ready to get outside of that comfort zone, if you're ready to start taking the blue pill, if that's you, you say, yeah, I'm ready to start taking the blue pill. I'm ready to change. Like I said, it's simple. It's simple what you got to do, but it ain't easy. Step number 1, your next step is simple. Joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Well, people are starting to reverse type 2 diabetes. There's over 300 people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And they started taking this red pill. What kind of results are they getting? People at 14 days. Someone took their A1C from an 8 to a 6. That's a whole 2 points. From a 7.1 to a 5.7. That's like a 1.5 in 14 days. Someone was even taken off of their medication. What medication? Glipizide. What other medication? Metformin. What other medication? GLP-1s. And what other medications? Some of the ones that we can't even freaking name. Why did they get taken off their medication by the doctor, not me? Why? It's because they escaped. What did they escape? The damn matrix. You're ready to escape that matrix. You say, yeah, I'm ready to escape that matrix. The blood sugar matrix. You know what I mean? The endless, just more and more, the bottomless pit of more and more medication. If that's you, you know what you got to do. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. Because everything that you want and you literally do not have it, think about it. Think about it. Everything that you want and don't have is, where is it? It ain't inside of your comfort zone. Nothing good ever happens inside of your comfort zone. Nothing, you don't accomplish big stuff inside of your comfort zone. They don't they don't make documentaries about people. You don't see a Netflix documentary about someone. What's the name? What's the documentary about? Oh, the documentary is about this dude who stayed inside of his comfort zone and he ended up passing away from type 2 diabetes. Like, who would want to watch that? But on the other hand, if they say the documentary said, yeah, there was this dude, he was suffering from type 2 diabetes, and all of a sudden he or she changed what they were eating, and then they went on a journey, and all of a sudden, man, they reversed type 2 diabetes. That's what they're going to make a documentary about. You feel me? It's because they had to get outside of their comfort zone. If you are ready to get outside of your comfort zone, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is calling your name. If you are ready to get outside of your comfort zone, it's calling your name like, beep, beep, beep. Here it is. You click right here. You click on my picture again. Here's where it is. Here's where the challenge is. You see that link that I just clicked? Linktree. It says Linktree right there. You click it, Linktree. There it is. It's a lot of goodies on my page, folks. All red pill stuff. Quiz, masterclass, all free stuff. The PDF, all free stuff. But the big one right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is for my folks who say, you know what? I'm ready to get outside of the matrix. I'm ready to become the one. Remember we talked about the one in your family? You said you wanted to become the one in your family. The one that does what? The one that ends diabetes for the rest of your freaking family's legacy. It'll be 100 years from now, you're going to be known as the one who eliminated type 2 diabetes from your family. You're going to be the one. You're going to be Neo. If that's you, if you're ready to take control and become Neo, the one in your family who ends up taking the red pill while everybody else was taking the blue pill, now your kids don't have diabetes. Now their kids don't have diabetes. Because it goes back generations. It runs in your family. No, the only thing that runs in your family is taking too much of the blue pill. You change the trajectory of your life, which your family's going to follow. Whatever you do, if you're the head of your family, people are going to follow you. If you're the head of your family, they're going to follow you. The generations to come are going to follow your lead because you were the head of the family. If you're ready to become the one, this challenge is calling your name. It's normally $99 to join this challenge. But if you use the live discount code for the next 20 minutes, because that's what will be on here, ESCAPE, use that live discount code ESCAPE, 20% off. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 300 people have done. They're starting to reverse type 2 diabetes naturally through the power of their food, because the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. That's what we're doing in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm just going to teach you how to eat these foods right over here the right way. I'm going to teach you how to eat more of these red foods in a very specific way. In a very specific way. You do that for 14 days. I promise you, at the end of those 14 days, you ain't even going to recognize your blood sugar. There's been people who have taken their blood sugar from a 500 to a 173 in 8 days. That was on day 8. Over 325 points in 8 days. Resting, normally 500. 500, it's a lot. It's supposed to be under 100. All because they joined this 14-day challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE so that you can escape this damn matrix. But it takes getting outside of your comfort zone. Until you do that, I'm telling you, comfort zone is a beautiful place. I give it to you. I give comfort zone props. It's a beautiful place. But the only thing that grows there is regret. The only thing that grows inside of your comfort zone, folks, is regret. It's a beautiful place, though. I ain't gonna lie. But until you get outside of that thing, until you get outside of that comfort zone, all you're going to experience in your life when it comes to this type 2 diabetes is freaking regret. And that is one hell of a life to live. But if you say today, you know what? I did everything in my power. I even tried Kelley's 14-day challenge. I did everything in my power, in my lifestyle, because I knew this is a lifestyle-related condition. I did everything in my power to change my fate. Everything. I even tried Kelley's 14-day challenge, and that didn't even work. Then you can say, you know what? We talked about that movie, Change or Die. And then you can die in peace. You're like, I died in peace because I did everything that I did. I wanted. I tried everything. But it comes to the point where you like, you know that you didn't try everything. You know that you didn't give it your all. That, folks, whoo, that feeling right there, that feeling, to know that you could have tried, but you did it, or you could have did it, not even tried, that you could have done it, but you did it. The comfort zone. It's a beautiful place. Love it. The only thing that grows there is regret. Bought a CGM to monitor my blood sugar. Now it keeps me aware. Yeah, CGMs are great. CGMs are a monster. They will change the whole game. And when you talk about these red pills and blue pills, you do a CGM, it's going to tell you, if it's really a red pill or a blue pill. Based on how your blood sugar responds, you're going to see, yeah, blue pill. Yeah. CGMs are great. I'm grocery shopping for the challenge. Should I purchase an A1C or blood glucose tester to start? Oh, you're in the challenge. You're shopping for the challenge right now. Amazing. But as far as you don't have to purchase one, but it's great to have, right? Typically, folks who have high blood sugar or type 2 diabetes, they already have a monitor. It's great to have. You don't need it. It's optional. right? You'll start to notice that your clothes will start to feel better. You'll start to feel better. Cravings will start to go away. You'll start to notice those types of changes, right? If you don't monitor your blood sugar regularly. It's great to have, but again, you don't need it. Apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is for blood sugar. Yeah, it helps with blood sugar, but it's not the end all be all. You can't just say because of the acetic acid. I'm not. You might say, yeah, I'll just take apple cider vinegar and I can just eat. I can still stay inside of my comfort zone, right? I can still eat whatever I want. Just take some apple cider vinegar with it, right? No. Doesn't work that way, fam. It's not work that way at all. The way that it works is you got to get this diet right first. You can add the apple cider vinegar as a bonus, same thing with berberine and all the other stuff. The supplements and nutraceuticals, all that stuff. They help. But it's not the end all be all. Why is fiber important? Well, fiber is super important because here's what fiber does. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, it slows down how quickly the blood sugar enters your bloodstream. It slows it down. So if you remove the fiber, like if you're doing a juice, you just remove the fiber from the fruit. That's what holds the fruit together. You ever look at a fruit? You look at a fruit, or you look at a vegetable. You want to know what's holding it together? Fiber. Without the fiber, it crumbles. It's the skeleton. Fiber is the skeleton of the fruit or of the vegetable. It holds it together. So when you remove that fiber and it doesn't go into your gut, you need it. You need the fiber. You need it, especially for high blood sugar. And digestion. You need them. That's why it's important. You get the fiber from the fruits and the vegetables and the beans. That's where fruits, vegetables, beans, that's where you get the fiber, real fiber. Metamucil, we ain't talking about Metamucil. We talking about Metamucil, blue pill stuff. Fruits and vegetables, red pill stuff, real fiber. If your blood sugar is low, in the low hundreds, what could an A1C look like? In the low hundreds, your A1C could look like you're in the pre-diabetic range. So between 5.7, 5.8, somewhere around there. If it's in the low hundreds, depending on how low in the hundreds, right? If you're talking about somewhere around there, 5.7, 5.8. Slow digestion. Yeah, it slows digestion, exactly. And it slows fiber, and it slows how quickly the molecules enter your bloodstream. Why is butter a blue pill? Because it's dairy. It's dairy. That's why it's a blue pill. Dairy, I don't recommend dairy. Dairy is not designed for you. I promise you it's not. Dairy is not designed for humans. It isn't. What about Ben fiber? What is the best fiber to use? The best fiber to use is though when you go into the grocery store and you look left and you look right and you see all those colors, you see the reds, the yellows, the purples, the blacks, you see all those in the produce section? That's the best fibers. That's the best fiber. That's real fiber. Beans, when you eat these beans, these red beans, these black beans, these navy beans, these lentils, that's real fiber. That's real fiber. That's the best fiber. Metamucil ain't no damn real fiber. Right? You want the real stuff. That's why you want to eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grain. You want to add more plants to your diet. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. Those are all plants. And then for your protein, whatever protein you choose, leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, tofu, steak, eggs, whatever you choose, fish, whatever. What about benefiber? I will say the real fiber. Go to the real fiber first. Let's just say you can't get enough real fiber. You ate all the fruits and vegetables that you could and beans that you could, and you couldn't get enough you just can't get enough damn fiber from that. Okay. Then we can start talking about beta fiber and metamucin. Okay, we can talk about all that. But until you maximize all of that stuff, like I said earlier, until you maximize what you're supposed to do, here's what you think. Here's the thing. Swallow the frog. What's called swallow? What does it mean to swallow the frog? I don't know if you ever heard of that analogy before, but you want to swallow the frog first thing in the morning. What does that mean? If you swallow a freaking frog, it's a nasty. If you eat the frog, like, oh, that's nasty. Oh my God. You don't want to eat no damn frog. But if you have to do it, if you have to eat the frog, do it as early as you can. So that way you can chill for the rest of the day. You did the harder part already. So it's the same thing when it comes to getting a real fiber. Go eat all the real, whole, natural, unprocessed foods first. Do that first thing. Then you can, if you can't get enough fiber that way, which you can, then you can go add the better fibers. And like I said, flax seeds. Dairy is bad for blood type. Dairy is bad, period. And I don't care what your blood type is. If you're a human being, dairy is not meant for you. It ain't. Flax seeds. Seeds are going to go in the category. This is red pill category. So yeah, great. Potatoes are bad. No, potatoes ain't bad. Potatoes are, you see, I got the asterisks on there. What do I got? Tomatoes, potatoes right here. You just got to know how to eat the potatoes. You don't eat these ones right here. They can become bad. Yes, they can become bad. That's why I got the blue pill on it, the blue asterisk, if you eat it the wrong way. If you eat potatoes on an empty, you just wake up one day and just eat a potato salad. Just eat potatoes. Yeah, it's on an empty stomach. That's going to raise your blood sugar sky high. You don't want that, folks. You don't want that. Fasting is great. But again, you got to train your body to fast. You just don't wake up in the morning and you just don't be insulin resistant, shall I say, and then you go fast. Insulin resistant to extreme fasting. Extreme insulin resistance, then you try to go 16 hours, which is extreme fasting, right away. You do try to do that right away, it's going to mess you up because you ain't used to that. You ain't trained your body for that. So you train your body to fast. Start off with 12 hours. Then the next week go to 13, then go to 14, then 15, 16. You do that. Green bananas. Green bananas are bananas, period, right? Bananas can go over here. But again, still red pill stuff, but with an asterisk. Green banana or not. Green banana or not. Doesn't matter. Nobody really eats green bananas anyway because they're freaking disgusting. Let's keep it real. What are the foods in the red and blue? Red pills are the red pill. If you watch The Matrix, we're doing the analogy of The Matrix. If you've ever watched The Matrix, Neo, he took the red pill and he got outside of the Matrix. And the blue, if he decided to take the blue pill, that means you stay inside of the Matrix. That means you're just living life like through what is it, an hourglass lens? What do they call it? You're not looking at the real thing. You're looking at like fiction. It's not real. All the stuff that I named over here, blue pill stuff, you eat that stuff, you're going to stay inside of the Matrix and your health is going to continue to suffer. Your blood sugar is going to still continue to suffer. You're going to continue to suffer with diabetes if you continue to eat these foods all the time. But now you switch over to the red pill like Neo did in the movie. He got outside of the Matrix and he became the one. He became the one that defeated the freaking agents. He became the one that can stop freaking bullets. Didn't he? Fried potatoes, that's going to be potatoes, yes. Fried potatoes are going to go over here in the blue pill category because you're frying them. You're probably frying them in some vegetable oil or peanut oil or something. White rice over here, you can do white rice, but again, in moderation. Again, you know the rules. We did the rules with the rice. Never eat rice by itself. Are packs of fiber for water? Are packs of fiber for water good? Again, I always go back to, you got to get the fruits and vegetables. That's where you get the real fiber from. If you want to add that other stuff on as a bonus, okay, great. But it's not the end all be all. Just don't rely on that. Be like, yeah, I'm gonna just, you know what I mean? Not eat no fruits, no vegetable, nothing, no beans, no nothing. And I'm just gonna rely on these fiber, drinking this fiber. Don't go down like that, boss. Sorry. Sorry. The correct order of eating is important. It is important. It is very important, right? We didn't talk about the order of eating today, but typically sometimes I'll talk about this, when I do the clean eating plate, I talk about the order of eating. But eat your vegetables first, eat your fats and your proteins second. And then finally, eat your potatoes last, or your carbohydrates, and your fruits. You eat those last on your plate. It's going to help slow down how quickly your blood sugar rises. Based on why? Because of the fiber. We talked about, people asking about fiber. The fiber from the fruits and vegetables, from the vegetables, sorry, not fruit, from the vegetables first, it's going to slow down how quickly everything else enters your bloodstream. So that's why it's always fiber first, aka the vegetables. How to get rid of high blood pressure? Same way. Something's going to have to change. You're going to have to change this right here. Most people don't want to do this. So if you don't want to do this, if you're getting rid of high blood pressure are pretty slim. You're going to have to do that. What about pecans, coconut milk? How to get rid of it? It works. Yeah, man. Yeah. Coconut milk. Yeah, coconut milk is good, right? There's some crap coconut milks out there too. So you got to be careful with that. So that's it, folks. I don't see any more questions. Here it is. As I mentioned to you earlier, type 2 diabetes is a dietary, because we're going to get out of here. If you wanted to escape the matrix, now's the time to escape the matrix. How do you escape the matrix? Here it is. So we're getting ready to get out of here, unless y'all got any more questions. Typically, when the questions run out, I run out. You know what I mean? Let's see here. You click right here, then you click on my picture again. You click on my picture again. Here it is. What are you going to see right here? This, folks, is my, this is where the 14-day challenge is right here. There's a lot of good stuff on here though, right? You may say, listen, I ain't ready. I'm still not ready for change because like everybody mentioned earlier, nobody likes freaking change and people hate it. They hate it with a passion. You may not be ready for change yet. You may still be like at the point where you just, and the diabetes hasn't gotten that bad yet. The pain of having type 2 diabetes, it hasn't gotten that bad yet. I get it. I was there. I was there once before until it got too bad. But here it is. You can tell where you are right here based on this quiz. If you take this quiz, 2-minute quiz. You take this quiz is going to tell you your diabetes management style. Have you been doing a great job managing this number? Have you been doing a terrible job? Or are you somewhere in the middle? This is what this quiz is going to tell you. A lot of people don't like taking this quiz because, like I said, it's about ownership. People don't want to own up to what they've been doing in their lifestyle. That involves getting outside of your comfort zone. So a lot of people will elect to not take that quiz, but it's a very, very valuable quiz to take to understand your style. The masterclass, the 45-minute masterclass, break down the lifestyle medicine formula. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Those are the 4 areas right there that will determine how your health is expressed, whether it's high blood pressure, like someone asked, or whether it's high blood sugar. Doesn't really matter. But if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, you like change is necessary, man. I'm ready to take the red pill. I'm ready to get outside. I'm ready to kick type 2 diabetes to the curb because I know that it's a reversible condition. Type 2 diabetes is running your life. If that's the problem that you have, it's running your life. And I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have type 2 diabetes, to have high blood sugar every day. You deserve something that actually works. So your next step is simple. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Now we're talking real change. Imagine actually reversing type 2 diabetes and owning your health. Real change. Because in the end, you have the kind of freedom where you never have to freak out about your blood sugar ever again. You get out of the matrix, the blood sugar matrix. Over 300 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said before, lots of people, over 300. I get emails every day from people who say, man, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I decided to get outside of my comfort zone for 2 weeks, for 14 days. Prove to myself that it was the food. This is what the challenge is designed to do. It's designed to prove to you that it's been the food, however long you've had diabetes. So if you've had diabetes 10 years, 5 years, a week, however long that you've had it, 20 years, 29 years. I built this challenge to prove to you that it's been the food the entire time. 29 years, 30, that's a long ass time to have diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And in 14 days, are you going to get rid of type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No, you ain't going to do that. I'd be a madman if I told you that. You put me in the psych ward. You'd be like, yo, you're the mad scientist, bro. You're like, you really are a mad scientist. Like, you're cuckoo. Saying people can get rid of diabetes in 14 days. No, I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that at all. But here's what I am saying. I am saying that if you change what's at the end of your fork, keyword is change, which most people said that they hate. Until you do that, until you change what's at the end of your fork, diabetes is going to persist. And it's going to progress because it's a very progressive disease. I'm pretty sure when you first got diagnosed versus where you are now, the condition is operating completely different, isn't it? It's completely different. It's progressed. It's because it's a progressive disease. But here's the thing. You can stop the progression. The ball's in your court. And it's all about what you're eating. That's why I created this nutrition challenge. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge based on nutrition. What are we eating? These foods over here, all the red pill stuff. I'm just going to show you how to eat it in the right order. That's it. If you're ready to escape the matrix, use that discount code ESCAPE. It's normally $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code ESCAPE, 20% off, $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. For 14 days. Prove it to yourself that it's just been the food. You don't believe me? Ask the other people who've done it. Ask them. You ain't got to ask me. Ask them. Ask them what happened. They come on the live all the time and they tell their story. What happened to them when they went through the 14 days? I told you, folks, you've got a choice. You've got a choice. You can either take the red pill or the blue pill. You can either continue to stay inside of the matrix, because you've been staying inside of that matrix for a long ass time, haven't you? You've been comfortable for a long time. You chose not to see the bigger picture for a long time. But the bigger picture is this. There's a whole new world. There's a whole new world. But it ain't easy to get there because it involves the one thing that you don't want to do. And that is to change. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say it. Defeating type 2 diabetes involves the one thing that you do not want to do. Just be honest with yourself. A lot of people tell me, I say, hey, well, how badly do you want to get rid of this thing? And a lot of people say, I'm at a 10, I'm at 11, I'm at a 12. How bad do you want to get rid of diabetes? Type 2 diabetes, how bad do you want to do it? This is what they'll say, I'm at a 10, I'm at a 12, I'll do anything, I'm ready. Okay, all right. That's a great attitude to have. Then when I tell them what they actually got to do, they're like, what? No. What do you got to do? You got to change what you're eating. I'll go another 29 years, damn it, suffering like this. If you make it 29 more years. Most people will do everything in their power not to change. Everything not to change. Who's ever read that book, Who Moved My Cheese? You ever read that book? It's a little book. It's like a kid's book. It'll take you about 10 minutes to read it. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? You ever heard of that book? You want to know what the book is about? It's a little 10-minute book. It just got like pictures, basically. It's about change. It's about it's like four rats in a maze, and they're used to their cheese being in a certain place. They're comfortable where their cheese is. But all of a sudden, somebody moved their cheese. Someone moved the damn cheese from where it normally is. And some of the rats were cool with it. Like, all right, cool. They just adjusted. They changed. They adjusted. But some of the other rats was like, oh, hell no. Who the hell moved my damn cheese? Hell no. And they went crazy and mad because somebody moved their cheese. Instead of adjusting, changing, adapting. So those rats end up finding the cheese again because they adapted. But the other ones who were pissed and mad and all kinds of stuff, guess what happened to them? They freaking starved. That's how much people hate change. It's not just rats, it's people. So when you're ready to escape that matrix, when you're ready for change, you say, yeah, damn it, I'm ready for change. Because that's the only thing, that's the only time you go, that's the only way you're going to ever get rid of type 2 diabetes. Instead of just treating the symptoms, the only way that you're going to get rid of it is if you change. Use that discount code ESCAPE, $79, join this challenge right here. Normally $99, use that discount code ESCAPE, $79. Join that challenge. This way, you will be a month. If you join the challenge today, you don't want to know what you're going to be. You're going to be a month ahead of those folks who said, I'm going to start eating healthily on January 1st. January 1st is when I'm going to start eating healthy, folks. And we all know how that goes. Because I've been there. I've been around the sun quite a few times. $47 New Year's resolutions, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Maybe not when I was a kid, I didn't know anything about New Year's resolutions. But as an adult, I know what a New Year's resolution is. And I also know that most people who set New Year's resolutions, that ain't nothing but a daggone wish. That's all it is. It's a wish. That's it. Because when February comes, into January, February comes, that New Year's resolution, it's out the window. Why? Why is it out the window in February? Or end of January? Why? It's a good question. Why? It's because it took getting outside of your comfort zone. Developing a new habit takes getting outside of your comfort zone. And that's one thing that the brain doesn't want to do, is create a new habit. Your brain does not like new habits. Your brain does not like to learn. Your brain, my brain, your brain. So that's why you got to make it learn. You got to make it learn. That's why learning sucks. It sucks. That's why people tell me like thinking is so exhausting. You ever heard that before? Someone told me that one time. They said thinking is so exhausting. Because it takes a lot of brain power to think. It's uncomfortable. People don't want to think. Your brain tries to keep you comfortable. But to accomplish anything, I promise you, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. You don't get a PhD. You don't get a PhD. You don't get a doctorate by not challenging your brain. You think you get a doctorate if you were just chilling out watching Netflix all day? Nah, you don't get a doctorate from that. But if you go out and get in them books and start thinking and doing all kinds of stuff, yeah, and doing hard stuff, yeah, you're going to get a freaking doctorate. Might take you a while, but you'll get it. To accomplish anything, folks, you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone, because comfort and growth cannot coexist. It cannot be winter and summer in the same place at the same time. To get rid of type 2 diabetes, you cannot say you want to get rid of type 2 diabetes and be comfortable at the same exact time. It's impossible. That's it. Hi, I'm 60 and I've been diagnosed with prediabetes for over 10 years. Is that a flex, Mimi? Is that a brag? What are you saying here? I don't know what you left. You kind of left. You left off the cliff there. Okay, 10 years is quite a while, though. It is the stuff in the red allowed. Yeah, the stuff in the red is good. That's good stuff over there in the red. That's the good stuff. What about juicing or smoothie? Which one is better? If we're juicing vegetables, that's the best option. If you're juicing fruit, that's a terrible option. If you're drinking a smoothie, don't make it a fruit smoothie with just the fruit by itself. Add some protein, maybe some protein powder, or add a healthy fat like an avocado or some peanut butter. Healthy fats to slow down the spike. But never have a fruit smoothie by itself first thing in the morning. Apple cider vinegar, we already talked about that. It's a supplement. It's not the end all be all, folks. It helps. But here's the thing, folks. We're getting ready to get out of here. That's it, folks, for today. We'll be back another bad day. We'll be back another day. You know how we get down. But until then, folks, think about getting outside of your comfort zone. I'm going to leave you with this. Until you change, nothing is going to change. But for things to change, you're going to have to change. For things to change, you are going to have to change. For your numbers to go down and for them to change, you're going to have to change. But until then, ain't a damn thing going to change. You feel me? Just want you to know that. Sleep on that. Meditate on that. Until you change, nothing is going to change. Meditate on that for a while. Just write that down. Until I change, ain't a damn thing going to change for me. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, until I change, ain't a damn thing going to change. You write that down and you marinate on that. Just like it was for me. Had I not changed, I showed you my pictures when I had diabetes, heart disease, obesity. I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here right now had I not changed. I would be in the dirt. 6 feet under. That's what that means to be in the dirt, pushing up daisies, as they say. I had an early date with the Grim Reaper. Yeah, had I not changed. But here's the thing about change. Most people ain't going to change. Here's why. Because they don't have enough reasons to. Just because I'm talking about all of this red pill, blue pill stuff and all that stuff really don't mean nothing to you. Keep it real. By the time this live's over, all this stuff I'm saying is probably going one ear and come out the other. That's real talk. Because like I said before, how do I know that? How do I know that it's going to go in your ear one out the other? Because what I'm saying involves you getting outside of your comfort zone. And your brain don't want to hear that. Your brain wants to gravitate towards comfort as much as it possibly can. It will do everything in its power to move towards comfort and run away from pain. Move towards pleasure. Here's what your brain is designed to do. Move towards pleasure, run away from pain. This stuff that I'm talking about, it's painful. Changing is painful. So you ain't going to remember. You probably won't remember none of this stuff I'm saying right now. But I'm going to tell you this. Until you change, nothing is going to change. I'm gonna just leave it like, Who Moved My Cheese? That book, Who Moved My Cheese? That's a real book. It's how people adapt to change. You can either change or you can get left behind. Like I was going to get left behind when I was about to be 6 feet under. You want to know? I'm going to show you the picture and we're getting out of here. Had I not changed, folks, had I not changed, either I'd be hanging on by a thread or I wouldn't freaking be here. Had I not changed. You know what I'm saying? Had I not changed, now it's your turn. If you're ready for change, use that discount code ESCAPE. You join the challenge, $79. But until then, folks, it's about choices. It's choices that we make. You see, when we're born, here's what we look like. We look like our parents when we're born. That's who you look like. You look like your mom, your dad. You look like one of your parents. Maybe your grandpa, maybe your grandma. You look like your freaking parents. Grandparents included. But when you die, you no longer look like your parents. At all. At all. You want to know what you look like when you die? You look exactly like your choices.